He's like, was it with you that I smashed my wife?
What?
I was like, wait a minute. That's the first thing. He didn't even finish. He's like,
okay.
He's like, I'm confused. Was it with you that we had the threesome? So, buenos dias.
Welcome to the It's a Good Day podcast, where it's always a good day
to have a good day.
We are your host, Alfredo.
Hector.
We're here to. This is our first episode. First episode of It's a Good Day podcast.
Yeah.
Just kicking it off.
Right.
Do you listen to many podcasts?
I've tried, actually. I've tried to listen to some about, dads and stuff. Like, kind of, ain't no manual out here. So, so and I'm dumb. So I need help.
Yeah.
So
I'm instead of reading the books, you were like, let me just listen to something.
Yeah, like I can't read either because I'm that dumb.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
I was illiterate.
Plus, you have a problem with falling asleep. That is illiterate.
Okay, yeah.
You have a problem with falling asleep, and as somebody who reads, I get real tired when I sleep.
Right, I don't take melatonin. I read the preface.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Just like that.
Like, yeah, the preface different nights. Like, I can't even get through the preface. I don't even know what
I think it's preface.
Yeah.
But I always read it as preface.
Right, it's spelled preface.
Yeah.
But it's pronounced preface. Anyway. I did try the whole podcast thing with that. I tried listening to some other ones, like some Rewiring the Brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like just stuff to kind of grow. Kind of understand myself or like people.
Yeah, I think you've mentioned some podcasts before.
Yeah. But I'm not consistent with it. Yeah. And listening to like, especially like if I'm driving or something, bro, I'm struggling. So
yeah, that's definitely the best time for me to listen to podcasts is when I'm at work and I'm like moving around. If I'm moving around and I'm keeping busy, it's not as hard as like if I'm driving. Sometimes I'm driving, I'm like, I'm gonna get through this episode. It's 15 minutes in, I'm like, bruh.
It could be their voice. Like, there's just...
Yeah. Like, it's just not interesting enough. Or like, I think there's a lot of downtime in podcasts as opposed to, like, music or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Just as far as, like, laughs-wise. Especially, like, the ones that make you laugh. I feel like they're not as consistent as you think they are when you're telling your people about it. You're like, no, this is funny, bro.
Yeah, so they expect to laugh, like, from beginning to end. Like, I don't think anybody can be that funny. No, like, even stand up. Right? Like, you got to build the joke up, or like you get a couple of chuckles here and there, and then you get the punchline, and it's a laugh.
That's the biggest laugh.
A burst of laughter. Yeah. No, for sure. So with that though, the podcast deal, I think if I did try to re-listen to them or like to get back into it, I would need to do it like with the job that I have now. Like if I'm working on something, I can definitely just kind of be, because I'm moving and grooving.
And you're just zoned in.
Right. And like I'm by myself most of the time. So I think that would work a lot. If I did try to do it now versus prior, because like I'm normally with somebody, so I can't just like, I'd feel rude. I wouldn't be trying to listen to them, trying to listen to the podcast, and I wouldn't get anything out of it. So
that's fair.
Yeah. So what about you? Do you actually?
I listen to wrestling podcasts. I listen to podcasts like just like this, like where it's just two friends that really just talk about whatever. I think those are my favorite. I think a lot of times when something has a specific niche topic, I can't really like listen to it, or especially if something is guest based. I don't always rock with the guests, so I'm like, shut up, nobody cares. Probably what people are thinking right now.
Yeah, but without the guests.
Without the we're the guests because we're new.
Yeah, we're guests to them.
Yeah,
as well. So,
but pretty soon we're gonna be mainstays.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, hopefully that is the goal, right?
Yeah. That is the goal.
So speaking of goals, what is it? Because like I'm gonna go ahead and give them a little background on how this all came about.
Yeah.
I was driving in the truck.
Yeah.
I got a phone call. Hey, you want to do a podcast?
That's not exactly how it went.
but it was like that abrupt for me, as in like, you know, like it wasn't like, hey bro, I was thinking, you know, and like, you know, and then like, oh hey, maybe we should do something like this, you know, whatever. It wasn't like a conversation. It was a, hey,
do you want to do
a podcast? And it's like, oh yeah, sure, you know, like I could do that.
Yeah.
And so I'm here, and I'm more than willing to do the podcast and everything. But what I don't know in detail is what you're planning on doing with this, because like obviously since I'm part of it, we need to be on the same page, and like to push it forward and everything, so I can be a part of it. Because right now I feel like a guest appearance, because you've even done a podcast in the past, so you got the experience.
Yeah, so for me, I think that with this podcast in particular, is what I've seen with a lot of other podcasts, is like it's two friends that just show up to have fun and make each other laugh and like have a good time. But then beyond that, it goes into like the people that are regular listeners. They now have a sense of community with the people that they're talking to, or the people that they're listening to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it goes beyond just, oh yeah, these are a couple guys that I listen to talk about like whatever problems. I think it goes into like, oh no, I actually like them. They're like friends of mine. I'm in the room with them. I'm just quiet, sitting off to the side. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're just letting them have the conversation.
Yeah, like that's kind of what it comes across as.
Okay.
And that's kind of what my intention is like really just like, let's just sit here and talk and have a good time, enjoy ourselves. And if people rock with it, that's great. If people don't, I think the worst case scenario is I have a record of all the dumb we have said.
Pros and cons.
Just the way that I think about it is like, if I'm like, I've done it with our old music where we used to make music together, but I've done it with our old music where I'm like, man, that moment in time reminds me of where we were in high school and stuff. And I think you just imagine like we're 16 and we're like, yeah, let's listen to this podcast. Like, hey, we made this podcast. We're probably listening to it on something completely different than what we listen to now.
So you're saying you're not planning on doing this podcast until you're 16?
Definitely not.
Not that long term.
No, that's 30 years, bro.
Hey, my first 30 years were pretty quick.
Yeah, that's true. But there was a lot of learning going on in the first 18. We were just out there doing whatever we wanted.
So I would say they're still learning all the way up to 30.
You're always learning. I'm actually done learning. I refuse to accept any new information.
There's a wall here. It doesn't grow any further.
Yeah, nope. They're like, actually, that's not how you do this. That's how I do it.
I'm like the Chat GPT. Whenever you've hit the wall, it's like, sorry, I cannot help you with this request. Please ask in a different manner for something else.
If you don't know how to say it, Chat, just say it. It's all good, bro.
If you dumb, just let me know.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll feed you the information.
It's cool. I can tell you. Yeah, okay. Exactly. Yeah, no, I definitely. What do you think a good run for a podcast would be?
Honestly, I think a good run for anything would be just till you just don't find enjoyment in it.
Okay. That's fair.
Because at that point, whether you've done it for 10 days, 10 years, like, I mean, you can look at like TV shows, right? Like normal TV shows nowadays, I think they only run for like 2 or 3 seasons, 4 or 5.
So annoying,
right? Like it's super short. Like maybe because now we get to binge watch the entire season.
Yeah.
So the season seems shorter, based from whenever they had to release it once a week.
I don't know, because they don't just seem shorter. They are shorter because when they were on network television, shows used to be 24 episodes a season. Now we're getting 10 episodes, 8 episodes, 12 if you're lucky.
Yeah, I guess everything's just kind of evolved, with what we kind of got going on, I guess, in this day and age. But even then, like if you go back to like Friends or Grey's Anatomy, like all these other like older ones, they have like 10 or so like seasons.
Of like 24 episodes.
Right, and back then you could only get one season like a year generally.
Yeah.
Year and a half. So that's like 10 years of
10 years of consistently playing this character.
Right. And of development, of growth, right? So I think that really, whenever you feel like it's just, hey, we're starting to kind of redo scripts, or we're kind of like redoing the same old stuff. I think it's like, okay, we either need to figure out something new to keep going, or we're done.
Yeah.
And then also if the love for it, the enjoyment out of it isn't there anymore, then that's it also, because now you're just dragging either both of us, whatever, that's through fair, it. And I think that it'll be seen on the camera or in the podcast.
Not as enthusiastic as we used to be.
Yeah, it's like, I'm tired of laughing at your jokes, bro.
Bro, you're not funny.
Right. Like, I thought you was, but I've developed.
Yeah.
I've grown. Yeah, I've evolved. Yeah.
Matured.
Yeah.
So. Definitely I would say once I mature.
Yeah, so exactly. Like, so really I don't think there's a necessary limit to like what's a good running. I think it's just until you hit those roadblocks and whether you can overcome them or not. And it's just really keeping everybody engaged, to include the people that are making it and the ones who are listening.
That's why I find it so interesting making a podcast, because it's like, best case scenario, this becomes our job. I talked about the worst case scenario is we just recorded a bunch of dumb conversations for however long. But best case scenario, this is our job. And now we are paid to hang out.
Dream come true.
It feels like it.
Right.
Like it feels like the dread of clocking into work wouldn't be there as much. It probably still be there a little bit, because it's like, I don't know what we're going to talk about today.
Right, like I said, once we get to that kind of point, it's kind of like, man, we've talked about a lot of stuff. Yeah, and I think I even mentioned to you, like, I wasn't even planning on getting paid, like, at all, ever. Right, like, I was like, okay, we're just here for the content, or I'm just here for the content.
Yeah, we're just here to create stuff.
And I was like, I didn't even know you could get paid. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, in the back of my mind, I was like, oh yeah, there's no way that these people are constantly doing this and not getting something from it. But I don't know that avenue, that medium, to kind of understand like how the payment or getting paid kind of works and stuff like that. So that's interesting to me. I'm like, shoot, if it happens, I'm cool with it.
Right.
I wasn't even planning on it, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, that's pretty much my intention with this podcast.
Okay.
That's what we're going with.
So then, speaking of like having topics and all this other stuff, right? Content.
Yeah.
Is there anything specifically that I guess you would like to avoid talking about? Like, I'm sure that we could go on like a surface level of things, right? But to kind of like something that you're like at all costs, or like, I'm trying to avoid this.
Yeah. So overall, there's really nothing that I personally don't feel like I would not talk about or not share. The only thing that I feel is against my beliefs is I don't want to come on here, and I might do it, so people might reference this, but it's not my intention. I don't want to come in here and start trashing other people's music, because I make music.
Right.
And I don't want that to be like, you talk about him, but your shit trash.
Right. And then I think we've had conversations about it too. It's that like, who gets to determine what's good music and not, right?
Yeah. It's subjective.
Okay. Yeah.
And like, I've talked to other people, like my boy Braille, he was like, bro, one day we're going to make a hip hop podcast. And I was like, I can't, bro. I cannot actively critique hip hop when I'm making hip hop, because that leaves me too vulnerable. My skin ain't that thick. It's gonna be piercing right through the heart, bro.
Okay.
So yeah, that's one of the things that I don't intend to come in here and trash a bunch of hip hop artists. I can say like, that ain't for me. I don't vibe with that song.
Right, personal opinion.
Yeah.
But not in a sense of, don't go and listen to this music. Yeah. Like, hey, if this is your vibe, definitely go check it out.
Yeah.
Find out for yourself.
And it's okay. I feel like it's okay for music not to be for you. Not everything's for you.
I listen to country music. The people that I know that listen and make hip hop, country's like the furthest thing that they would ever listen to.
I feel like that's turning though. I feel like the tide is turning on that.
Well, yeah, I think like in high school, it was kind of like we were getting country artists and hip hop artists kind of like starting to make like these little collabs. And now it's starting to. We got country music that almost sounds
like
hip hop,
like pop,
Yeah, not hip hop, but pop. It's definitely strung away from that old storytelling, John Deere tractors, and stuff like that. So, but like I understand, like, because for me, I listen to a wide variety of music, but even within those certain genres and whatnot, there's music I don't like.
Yeah,
like there's some country music that I don't like. Some hip hop artists that I don't like.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. Like it's just, and I'm like, they're great artists.
Yeah.
They make, they're up here or whatever. Like they've shown that they can do what they need to do to survive in that avenue. Because somebody likes them. A lot of people like them actually.
If everybody else likes them, why does it matter that I don't?
Yeah. So. Okay.
But yeah, that's one of the things that I feel like I don't want to talk about that.
Gotcha.
But is there anything that you don't want to talk about?
So for me personally, I think that I would try to steer away from a lot of more like personal situations, just because we got people that know us, know me, like friends, family, and stuff, and like relationship wise, I don't want to get too deep into like our personal lives, like super like. Obviously, there's going to be personal stories that we share, based off of like what we went through, what we experienced, what we did, and I'm okay with speaking on like surface level of those things. Like, like if I have a problem with my brother or something, I'm like, when someone does this, I'm going to make it more generic rather than very direct towards about my brother or my cousin or whatever. It's not. I'm not going to try to dig in and be like, oh, my cousins are terrible, because I don't think that anybody is necessarily. I mean, I do think that they're bad people, but I don't think that it's always as cut and dry as good and bad people.
Yeah,
it's just good and bad moments.
People don't actively have bad intentions.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that would probably be the most thing that I would try to kind of steer away from.
That's fair. I think that's
Also, actually, I think maybe even some political ideas, because I'm not a well-versed political person myself.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and say that like I don't vote, so I don't feel like I have the right to complain.
Yeah.
I do have opinions on certain things, but like it's not enough to me to be like, I don't like this president, I don't like this senator or whatever, or this law and stuff. It's like I didn't vote, so my voice is kind of like just my voice. But not in a sense of complaining and like I need to change it. We need to rally and go against that or anything like that. So
that's fair. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way about the voting thing. It's like I don't vote. I don't really have, and then I'm getting like information from both sides, from the other side. So like it's like, oh, look at this person, she's talking like this, or look at this person, he says this, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just here for the vibes.
Right, exactly. And that's not to say that if you don't vote, you don't have a say, because the Constitution, you have the right to the freedom of speech. So I think it is the Constitution or the Bill of Rights. I don't even know. But anyway, America allows you to have freedom of speech. And that's kind of sad to say, because I served in the Army for 8 years. So I fought for those rights, but I don't. But I
don't know them off the top of your head.
Right, like, But anyway, we have those rights, and I like, if you don't have that same opinion, like if you don't vote, you don't have a say. By all means, continue to say your piece. That's cool. But as someone, like, with my opinion, that's how I feel. But I'm not gonna knock anybody for having their opinion, or for someone being like, well, I voted for this person. Hey, dude, we can have that conversation. I will have the conversation with you. But when I say, hey, I didn't vote, and you're like, well, you should have voted if you feel like, but I'm not complaining about it. Like, I'm not, like, it is what it is.
I always say, like, I'm part of the problem, man. I don't vote.
Well, I don't say I'm part of the problem, but I'm also not part of the solution. Like, I know that some people are like, oh, if you don't say anything, then you are part of the problem. And I'm like, not necessarily, but I'm also not part of the solution. So I get that why you would say I'm part of the problem, because I'm not helping that movement to help solve the issue. Because me personally, I kind of believe that, like, where they take something away, or where they're giving you something, they're taking something away somewhere else. So really, it's just excuse me. So I really don't find it like too big of an issue, but those decisions do affect people's lives who are in those specific areas. So those people who are very passionate and stuff about it can all definitely have their say, make their vote, and whatever happens. But
yeah,
that's just me. But yeah, I would say kind of.
That's
other
fair.
than that, that's as much of the political topic that I want to hit.
And another thing,
yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what the podcast is gonna be. Those are the parameters. Can you stop? You good?
Sorry. Yeah.
Get it together, bro. It's episode 1. Thank you.
No, just wait. I'm playing.
It's pretty much what the podcast is gonna be. We're just gonna be talking about nonsense, talking about whatever we want to talk about. Maybe you guys could send questions. We don't know yet. We're still figuring it out.
Yeah, I think so. Along with those lines, I think I would say that I would like to see for us to have a lot of engagement with the people, listeners,
for sure,
or viewers, however you get to this podcast. But like through comments, possibly a separate platform where you guys can like, hey, talk about this, or what do you think about this, whatever. If you value our opinions, but not so much to be like our opinion is law. That's not how opinions work. You know, because I think that that would be awesome, is to engage everybody, have everybody feel like it is that community, like you mentioned earlier. That would be super dope. Like, even like, you know, calling people out by their username or whatever, give them a shout out. Like, dude, that'd be cool. I would have always liked being, you know, shout, but I'm never really active like that in that kind of medium. So I would never get a shout out, really. But it would be cool.
Please, man. Let me get a shout out.
Like, but it's on me. So it's like, I'm not butthurt about it. Like, whatever. But
please do engage with us. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us on whatever streaming platform you're listening to. And, you know, we're going to keep it rocking. We're going to keep growing. That's
and if there's a little bell, that's the notification.
Oh, yeah, the notification bell on
that way
YouTube.
It's that way you can get the next episode up, or get a notification for when the next episode is up.
Yes, sir.
And tune in for that.
What do we have on the schedule? Let's see.
Oh, you got the actual agenda up?
I got the agenda ready for us.
Okay.
We professional in here.
I didn't even notice that, bro.
Yeah.
So let's
start. That's what I was telling you about the freaking letters out there.
Yeah.
So I think we have this game that I found at Target. It's called Let's Get Deep. I'm going to give them a free plug because they're helping us with this podcast. Not personally.
Okay.
But basically the objective is like when you
scratch my beard if it sounds in the mic.
I think it would. I think we hear it right now. I think they're hearing it right now.
Sorry. Okay.
But yeah, the objective of this game is basically to get to know your friends better.
I don't know you.
Anyways, I don't know you at all.
This is actually the beginning of our friendship.
Yeah, that would actually be a cool concept for a podcast. Very short-lived if they didn't like each other, though. They end up not liking.
It's like we only switch guests when I find out I don't like the guest I'm trying to be friends with.
So it has 3 levels. It has Icebreaker. That's level 1. Level 2 is Deep. Level 3 is Deeper. Balls deep, if you will. So we're going to start off the episode with the Icebreaker.
All right.
You want to read it or you want me to read it?
Come on, man. I'm pulling up my Morgan Freeman voice.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, he can't read. Now go ahead.
No, let's see.
My fault. You got it. Come on, dog.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I can't read, by the way. I can read.
I told him.
My enunciation is terrible. So.
I told him what it says before.
Yeah, this is all scripted, actually. So,
how could you read a script? Moving on. Let's go.
Okay. If your friend group was going on a vacation, where would you want to go?
My friend group being us 3.
If your friend group, anybody, whoever you consider your friend, and that you kind of collectively gather with.
Okay.
So yes, us 3. We're going on vacation. Where would you want to go?
I think. Well, I think Italy would be cool. But realistically, if we were going on vacation, because that's a little far fetched. But I think.
No, I don't think there's limits here. This is like, where would you want to go? But anyway.
But is it where would you want to go if you were going on vacation?
I see. Yeah, so is there the limitation of reality?
Yeah, I'm limiting myself by reality.
Okay, all right. So how about this? Give us Italy. If there are no limits.
If there are no limits, Italy.
Okay, and then now give us
with limits. I think it'd be cool to go somewhere like Hawaii. Because I think there would be, besides the fact that it's expensive, I think it would be really cool to like go hiking there, and that's something that we all three did when we were in Alaska. And I think doing that again, I feel like when I'm thinking of us going on a vacation, it's like, where can we go hiking at? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Although I think we've learned some lessons there from that hike.
Nope.
Oh,
I didn't learn a single thing, bro.
Okay.
We'll tell that story another day.
Yeah. Stay tuned. So, if we were all going,
yeah,
and my no limit answer would be a trip to outer space. No, maybe not that.
I didn't expect that at all, bro.
No, I'm just kidding. Hey, the limit is the sky's the limit.
But just real quick, just outer space?
Yeah, I'm not trying to go that far because what if something bad happens?
That's fair.
You know, I want to be able to get back.
Yeah, there's no limits, but you still want to be responsible.
Right. Like I don't want it to be like that one where what's his name, Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
They're out there and
bored.
I never even watched the movie, but
me neither.
They out there. They wake up. It's only them two, I think, in the preview.
Well, I think one of them wakes the other person up.
Yeah, Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt wakes up Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah. And
we know a lot about this movie.
Right. Well, I think it's all preview. Like that's all preview reveal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to be like in that scenario. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So, but bringing it back in with the limits, I personally would like to go back to Australia, but this time with you guys.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Like as a realistic trip, I think that would be super dope. If we could get there.
Yeah.
But if we're gonna limit even that, because it's more likely that we won't go to Australia.
Yeah.
Because the space thing is kind of.
I got you.
Yeah. I would probably say. I haven't even thought about that actually, but honestly.
Didn't realize the mic might pick up me drinking water.
Oof.
Deep throat that water.
Damn, looking at these 2 hours there, what? I don't know. I think I would probably want to go to some tourist event or like location, like Mount Rushmore or some place like where I could go and like see things that I haven't seen yet with y'all.
Yeah.
And if there is a place to hike, we could always go hiking.
Yeah, probably a lot of places to hike.
But if anything, a trail, because like I think we've all kind of gotten into like walking, running type deal outside on like those trails and stuff, and just seeing the view and getting that. I think that's something we could all enjoy too. So being active on whatever vacation wouldn't be too hard.
That's true. Yeah. That's a good icebreaker, bro.
Yeah, honestly, that started having me thinking already. I was like,
oh, that ice is broken for sure,
bro.
Now we can share this.
Oh, don't do that.
I really
might want to.
I bought the game for the podcast. So.
I mean, that would be kind of dramatic, but I like it. I think we only playing this once. No more repeats.
No more. We ain't got to get deep with nobody else.
Well, this is
except for y'all. Well, I just meant the whole game in general.
I got
it. Okay, so you had a story. I actually wrote that you had a story on it. You see it? Hector's Facebook story.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sitting there in between the lines a little bit.
Yeah, you want me to make the text bigger?
Yeah, I thought that the left side was actually kind of like the steps, but I see now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, it says, Hector's Facebook story. So I will go ahead and pull up the old Facebooker here. So I will go ahead and say that I was in Alaska, right?
Yeah.
And so this person added me is also in Alaska. Okay. So I added them thinking that, possibly knew them. I say possibly because I've encountered a lot of people, a lot of last names.
Yeah.
Hard to remember. But maybe I did something for them to remember me.
Yeah.
And now they're reaching out.
For the record, he was not in Alaska like last week. He was in Alaska 4 years ago.
Yeah. 2016, I believe, till 2019. So that those 3 year period.
He was stationed out there when he was in the military.
Yes. Go on. My first duty station too, boy. Yeah. Rough. Anyway, so this one is in Spanish.
Okay.
So I can either say it in Spanish and in English, or vice versa. I don't know. Or just in Spanish.
Let's just do it in English.
Okay. Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah. I'm terrible with Spanish as it is. Yeah. I've already translated everything.
Well, real quick before you start, I have that problem at work because a lot of people speak Spanish, and I was telling a coworker who only speaks English. I was telling him that I struggle a lot more going from English to Spanish than when somebody comes up to me and talks Spanish and needs me to tell somebody who only speaks English. Because when they tell me in Spanish, my brain has already interpreted what they said. When they tell me something in English, I'm like, how do you say that word?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, bro.
100% with you, bro. Yeah. First of all, I'm terrible at speaking Spanish as it is. So, yeah, to be able to convey an English thought into Spanish, which translation itself is not always that great or like that accurate, or like it's not the same.
Yeah. Like the words might be spelled the same, but they don't mean the same thing.
Right. And then, but going back, I can take what someone said because I can get context clues, right? Like, because I don't know everything that they're like. I don't know every word that's ever been spoken in Spanish, and when I'm getting talked to in Spanish, I'm kind of like, I'm looking for how to understand this person. Because I'm not a huge Spanish speaker.
Right.
But anyway, that could be another story for another time. So the person's first name, I won't go into last names, but his name is Hugo. All right, just for context for everybody to have a name. Yeah. Probably could have used a fake name. Whatever.
You did.
Yeah, exactly.
For the record, this is my first time hearing the story as well.
So okay, so he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" I was like, "Hello."
So wait, you sent him the friend request, or he sent?
No, I don't even think it was a friend request, bro. I can't even add him as a friend or delete him as a friend. It's a follow or unfollow type deal.
Okay.
I'm like,
weird.
Yeah, or maybe I missing. I don't know. I haven't been on Facebook in forever.
Yeah.
Barely use it. So anyway, he was like, "Hey, what's up?" I was like, "Hello." Because like I'm like, you gotta kind of give me more if you're gonna be the first guy to introduce yourself or whatever. He's like, how are you? And I'm like, pretty good. And you? I'm pretty cut and dry, right? Because I'm still I'm still contemplating, like, how do I know this person?
Yeah.
And he's like, everything is good. And he's like, are you still in Anchorage? And I'm like, nah, I got out of the Army, the whole thing. Like I ain't been in Anchorage since 2019.
Is your Facebook? No, you just made your Facebook not too long ago. You weren't in Alaska when you made your Facebook, right?
No. I made it in Colorado, I believe.
Yeah. So
because I deleted the one that I had when I got to, because I had one before.
Yeah.
Alaska.
I remember
deleted it, and then made one when I got to Colorado
so
to sell crap.
The reason I was asking is because I was wondering if maybe your profile said
in Alaska
lives in Anchorage, Alaska. But anyway, go.
Yeah, so I was like, nah, man, I got out of the Army. And he was like, okay, so this is where the meat and potatoes is.
Okay.
He's like, was it with you that I smashed my wife?
What?
I was like, wait a minute. That's the first thing. He didn't even finish. He's like,
okay.
He's like, I'm confused. Was it with you that we had the threesome? He's like, do you have like WhatsApp or Telegram? And I'm like, it wasn't me. I shaggied him all 100%. It wasn't me. So I mean, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was. I was like,
bro.
I was confused. I was like, was it? Nah. I was like, I've only had one moment to have a threesome, right? And that didn't happen.
That is a crazy message to send. Can you imagine typing that message? Was it? It could have been you. It could have been this other guy. I don't know.
I was like, y'all probably should stop having threesomes or stop trying to befriend all your threesome partners.
Maybe add them before the threesome.
Or yeah, well, you know what? Whatever. Do whatever you gotta do. Actually, I don't care how you go about having threesomes.
This is not at all what I thought the story was gonna be, bro.
Right. It's a pretty heavy one right off the rip. Like,
okay.
So anyway, I was like, it wasn't me.
Okay.
And he was like, sorry for the confusion. I'm like, you're the one that's confused, my dog. Like, and then right, I didn't message back, bro. I just brushed it off.
Yeah.
You know. And then 10 hours later,
okay,
he's like, we can still text though.
What?
Bro, no.
I thought he was gonna be like, do you want to have a threesome?
Like, nah, I don't think my wife would appreciate that.
Yeah. Bro, that's so he said we can still text though?
Yeah.
He wants to be friends.
I don't care.
He wants to put you in that threesome. He's like, hey, he's a strapping young man.
This is his icebreaker, huh?
Yeah.
Nope.
He said,
ain't having it.
Did we have First of all, with my wife?
Well, how's he gonna invite me if I'm in a whole different state now? Like, he doesn't know what state I'm in.
That's fair, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if that's like it, or maybe he's just some bot, a scammer, because only bots and scammers use Telegram and WhatsApp.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking he was trying to get you.
I'm like, nah. And then he texted me again.
After he said
another 10 hours.
We can still be friends, and then he sent another message.
Yeah.
So you dubbed him on that. You didn't say nothing.
Nah.
Okay.
Read.
Okay. Right.
And then he's like, sorry for the confusion again. That's it. I'm like, bro, just stop.
Stop being confused.
Well, just don't text me, bro. Like, don't message me on this anymore. I've checked out, my boy.
That feels like I agree with you. It does feel like a scam, but that's a wild scam.
Right? Like, I'm like, I don't know, man. So I told my wife about it, and she's like,
"Did you?"
What?
She was like,
"No, for real." She's like, "Oh, is this one of your mini adventures?" I was like, "I did have quite a bit, but that wasn't one of them. I never had a threesome."
You blacked out a lot, bro. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, you're right, but as far as I can remember, I have not had any threesomes. I've had an opportunity to have one. It failed.
Negotiations broke through.
Actually, I was chilling. I was on. It was the female. She she became incapacitated from drinking too much. Got too far. Yeah, that was the case to happen. If we were all messed up, but like I was like, that was too messed up. She couldn't even finish the crackers, bro. Crackers all over the floor. We tried to sober her up. Not for the threesome, but like,
he said, "I'm getting mine."
No, because she was just all over the place. Like, because it wasn't just me, her, and the other girl.
I'm so glad you cleaned that up.
Yeah. I was like, that sounds terrible.
Oh, so there was 2 girls and you.
Yeah. Okay,
that's less bad.
Right. But it was other people within our room. We were having like a little barracks party. Yeah. And if y'all know about barracks party, bro, like
they get nasty.
So half the time, maybe. I
wasn't in the military.
But yeah, it was like, so we had a whole bunch of like other homies and other females and stuff like on the other side, because it was like 2 rooms, you know. Since it was my potential threesome, we were gonna be in my room, you know, obviously. So everybody kind of moved out of the room. We was kind of doing our thing, whatever. But yeah, now she got 2, and then so I let her sleep in my bed. Crackers all over the place, water next to her. Close the door. Nobody messes with her. Yeah. Because you need my key to get in there. So I was like, nobody can go in there until. Cool. And I gave the key to her friend.
Yeah.
So again, hey, she's my prisoner. No, like that. I got you. So yeah, and it was like, yeah, that's a Nick. We're not doing that.
Bro, you coming in hot with 2 stories.
Right.
So the Facebook story I didn't know, obviously, because you said you wanted to save it to the podcast. But the threesome story, I also didn't know. The almost threesome story, I didn't even know.
Right. I've been holding that one in for a while because it's not something that's like you go.
Nobody celebrates almost getting a gold medal.
Exactly. Right. You know. So, but
like, I could have gone pro if it wasn't for this dang knee. You know what I'm saying? This dang knee injury.
Like sitting around talking about women that we almost women. You know. So, I try not to cuss. Just so everybody's aware that while I'm like that Stifler over here, like awkwardly saying, but
Butt. Like, kick your butt.
Shut your mouth. So fair warning that all my past life stories that would involve cussing
that will be cleaned up.
Yes, essentially, yeah. We cleaned house a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So I told my wife about this.
Yeah.
So out of her many adventures in Alaska, i.e. the first potential threesome, I didn't even tell her that, because that was just gonna open up more can of worms. But anyway, so I was just like, nah, I don't remember this. She's like, then why'd you add him? I'm like, I don't even remember really adding him. He messaged me. Excuse me, and I responded. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Trying to see, like, do I know this guy?
Right.
So she's like, well, what's he look like? I'm like, I don't know, ugly,
like a cuck,
but like, well, and I say ugly, but beauty's in the eye of the beholder. All right, but anyway, I wouldn't have had a threesome with him. Is all I'm saying.
You got standards,
right? Like, anyway, so I gave her the phone. She checked him out, and like, very odd, like weird. Mm-hmm. He's doing all the filtered photos, like crayons, anime, like different, like never like his own, like just natural, normal picture.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But anyway, so she looks at it, and then she looks at the wife. She's like, "This is what you had a threesome with?" I was like,
Hey, come on now.
I didn't do that. Like, that wasn't me, bro.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but that wasn't me.
Right. So again, she was already dogging the couple, and I was like, nah, whatever. I was like, don't you watch Love Is Blind? Love Is Blind. You ain't even supposed to care about what these people look like. But anyway, yeah. So she was just like, whatever.
That's crazy, bro.
I was like, thinking that I had done it. I'm like, nah. I'm like, I'm as confused as you are. And he is actually.
Yeah. We're all confused.
Yeah, everybody's confused in there.
That's funny, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, that was sad.
That was worth the wait.
I'm glad. I was very confused about it myself. So.
All right. All right. So next, we're gonna move on. We're gonna pull the next card for the Let's Get Deep game.
Alrighty, Friends Edition.
This is, what is this second level called?
Deep. Yeah. It's on the card, bro.
Yeah, it's on the card. I just thought they were called something different. Do you want to read this, or you want me to read this?
No, you got this one.
All right. Yeah. This is level 2 on the game.
It seems like it might be harder to read. Yes.
Okay. What was your worst Uber or Lyft experience? I don't think I have one.
Okay, I'll just tell you my only Uber/Lyft experience. Okay.
The one yours was the one in freaking Mexico, in the border.
It's not Uber or Lyft, technically.
But it was a taxi.
All right, so we're including taxi?
I'm going to have to include taxi.
Okay. I don't well, then yes, that would most definitely
That would be the craziest one. Okay, let me go first. You're just crazy. Okay.
Like, you already know. This is for y'all, though.
For me, it's not really a crazy experience, but anytime that I would get into a taxi in Mexico, my grandma used to be like, do not speak English on these taxis. Oh, she's like, you on the bus, you can speak all the English you want. It don't matter. There's a bunch of people in there. Do not get in these freaking taxis talking English.
Did you say freaking because your grandmama didn't cuss, or you just?
I didn't want to paint her as the cussing type. But yeah, obviously this was all in Spanish. But yeah, I was gonna say
she cussed at you.
No. She didn't really cuss like that unless she got real mad.
Oh.
But
okay.
Yeah.
So it was harsh. It was stern.
It was stern. Okay. Yeah. But I was gonna cuss, but I was taking some creative liberties. But then I thought that was too much, so dialed it back.
Okay, yeah. Respect for your grandma.
Yeah, of course.
Gotcha.
But yeah, she was like, do not speak English on these taxis. And we were like, why? They're like, because you're going to get kidnapped, fam. Like, that's what, like, my older brother was like, because we're going to get kidnapped. Like, it was such a no-brainer for him that I was just like, why we can't talk English? I don't understand.
I'm innocent here.
Yeah, bro. What is happening? Talking about brother, damn. But yeah. That was just the one thing that we learned while we were in Mexico. It was like, yo, just be careful. speaking English out there, because you never know. But that was it. I don't really get on Ubers or Lyfts or anything.
Okay, so I'm glad you started with that, because it literally segues into my story.
Nice.
If I had been in Mexico growing up, I would have known that rule. Right? Yeah. So, and I already mentioned, I'm not a great Spanish speaker. I am half Mexican, and I failed that side of my family. So I got picked on by them. They made it known, you're not Mexican. Although I was. Anyway, what the hell was I in Mexico? So anyway, I go to Mexico, and I'm on my way back. I'm going to skip all the other intro stuff. But yeah, I'm coming out of the, I don't even know what it was, but I'm coming out, I think it was the first bus stop station. It was like the bus route from one part of Mexico to another part of Mexico. I stepped out. I'm looking, and mind you, I didn't have my glasses. I wore glasses at the time. Thanks to LASIK, I don't have to deal with that. But yeah, I gave my glasses to my cousin, and so I was glasses.
When you were in Mexico?
Yes.
When you were in the city that you're from?
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
My family's from.
Right. Facts. Yeah.
Anyway, so I gave my glasses away, and so I'm terrible at seeing. Like, existing with eyesight was not my thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was completely blind, and I could see kind of vaguely. Like, if you cross your eyes, that was my vision.
Yeah.
Vaguely could see the taxis and stuff like that. But one dude approached me from his car and was like, "Hey, you need a taxi?" In Spanish, of course. And so I understand it better than I can speak it. So I just want to make that clear too. So I was like, yeah, I need a ride. Yo necesito un ride, And so still, I like a ride. I still don't even know it. Whatever. So I hop in the whip, right? And he's like, "Where are you going to?" And I'm like, "I need to get to this bus stop or bus station in this city." Like, oh yeah, that's cool. All right, so we take off, and like about, I don't even know how far we were, but like 10, 15 minutes into it, I think he could kind of tell. I think anybody who's outside of your country, you can tell if they're not like from there.
Yeah.
It's in the way you walk, right? Like the air around you is just different. Like, so I think he knew. He gets on the phone, and I'm just like chilling, not really paying attention. But as the conversation kept going, he was like, "Yeah, I got somebody in the car right now. I'm gonna drop him off at the corner." And in my mind, I'm like, "Is that the corner of the bus station? Like, are we almost there?"
Yeah.
Or, because like I didn't ask to get stopped at no corner. Yeah. I ain't a lady of the night type deal. Like.
Yeah.
And so in my mind started off. Wait a minute, started racing because
Yeah.
Mexico's not the safest place for little old white people.
Yeah.
Because I'm short, right, and half white.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not cultured enough to be like
right.
of the Mexican community in that location.
Yeah.
Outside of the States, really at all. So I was like, hold up. Excuse me, sir, señor. Necesito ganar dinero. I need to get money out of an ATM, right?
Yeah.
Because all I have is a big, and like, I was like, I ain't about to give you $100 because that's all I had, or like 100 pesos or something. I don't even remember what it was. But I was like, I need an excuse. I need to go and break some cash. So he's like, oh, okay. Pulls over, stops. I break the cash. I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. I'm right here. I'm not getting back in this car. How much is it? And I was like, you know what? Doesn't even matter. Boom. I saw the little meter.
Oh,
and I was like, take it. Right in the seat. I left. I found a legitimate taxi. I got up close to the side of the car, and I could see that it was a taxi. But this man was not a taxi, but he had all that stuff ready and stuff like that. I was like, that conversation alone freaked me out, bro.
Yeah.
Like, even if it wasn't like, any harm or anything, but the fact that now I'm like, I could have been sold as a sex trafficking child. Yeah. I was, not a child. I was 21.
You were 21 already?
Was I 21?
No,
I think it was like April. before I went to the Army.
Oh, okay.
So I was 21.
Oh, yeah. Just turned 21.
Yeah.
Dang.
So I was an adult. I was like, what y'all need me for? Y'all supposed to take children and women.
So you did
not that's okay, but
you did look young.
I was like, this is not me, you know? Like, I'm not supposed to be a victim here. You know?
I completely forgot the element that how you got out of the car. I forgot how, like, that you use an excuse.
Yeah, bro.
That's actually really smart, bro. He need his money.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to hit the ATM. I need to get some money to break the change or whatever. Bro, I might be dumb, right? Like, I'm roaming around in Mexico with no glasses, already a no. Like, stupid.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even my choice. That choice was taken from me. Right. No, sort of. I mean, I could have rejected giving my cousin his glasses to pass a driver's test. Bro, go get your own glasses.
Get your own glasses.
Blind.
Yeah.
You from here, bro. You all right. You can walk around these streets with your eyes closed. Me? Never again.
Head on a swivel.
Bro, I'm telling you. Had that military mindset before I even got into the
survival instincts kicked in, boy.
Yeah, bro. Quick with it, bro. I was like,
funny.
Dang, bro.
It's funny because you survived.
Right. And the worst part is that wasn't even the end of my issues with that trip.
Oh no?
Nah. I think I told you is that I essentially was extorted for the money that I had because I didn't have a permission to get back over the border.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. They put me in a little cubicle and was like, jail, all your money. Now again, the survival instincts. I had slipped $100 into my sock. And I was like, I just hope they don't check. They don't search me. Yeah. Take your shoes off. Take your socks. You know, I don't know. I've seen it in movies. Right, I wasn't really sure, but I was like,
that's crazy, bro. So yeah, slip some money.
And I ain't been to Mexico since, actually.
No?
Haven't even thought about it, talk about it.
That actually makes sense. No, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm not going by myself, and I ain't going back with my homie, my dad, bro.
Yeah. That reminds me of a story.
Okay.
That's only funny because you survived. One time, I was picking you up from the bus station in Kansas City. One time, I was picking you up from the bus station in the city. I'm gonna say what city. In the city.
It's okay, kid. I think we said the cities are okay. It's just not like directly like streets.
Okay. In Kansas City, I was picking you up from the bus station, right? Mm-hmm. And you told me I'm getting there at this time. And I was like, bet. I'll be a little late. Did you not remember?
I'm trying. Keep going. Okay. I think I remember. So really, the only few times I was in Kansas City, you picked me up. But.
Yeah. I think I might have picked you up twice from the bus station. But I don't know. It might have just been one time. But basically, you're like, I'm getting there at this time. Let's say 5 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, bet. I'll get there at 5:15. He would have already got there. I just pull up. Yeah. Everything's done. So I pull up, and you're not there. And I'm like, hey. I'm like, not trying to double park or anything. I'm like, I'm just keep driving around. At this point, I pull up to a stop sign, and I'm texting you. This dude comes up, and we make eye contact. Dude's like he gives me a little wave. I'm like, what's going on here? My stupid self. Less dude in the car.
Wait, hold on. You just let him wave, and y'all just knew he wanted in his car in your car.
Okay, so this was
what happened.
I was young.
What prompted you to open the door? Did he say something?
He did.
Aside from just wave at you.
No.
You jumped that part.
He basically just waved like he knew me, and I was like, "Do I know him?" And so I let dude get in the car, and I was like, "I think I've made a mistake," because this was probably.
So he didn't say anything like, "Hey, yo, open the door," or like, "Hey, let me talk to you."
Like from what I remember, no. And he gets in the car, and I'm like,
strangers hop in your car.
Well, he gets in there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember you. And he starts digging in the bag, and he goes, "How much you need?" I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, No. I don't need anything. I thought you needed a ride or something. And so I'm trying to get out of this, right? And he's like, "Oh yeah, let me get a ride over here." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like,
my boy,
bro. I don't know.
He digging in his bag.
Well, it was
You ain't allowed in KC, bro.
No. I'm thinking it's not a. You're thinking a bag.
Yeah.
It's a Target bag, like grocery store bag.
Oh, yeah. Still, but no,
but like,
it's not as bad.
Yeah, it's not his bag.
Yeah, it's not something completely concealed like a Target bag. You like,
it's
not a lot of heavy stuff. You anything crazy
no.
putting in there.
He had like a bag of like Target grocery store bag. So he's looking in there. He must have some,
right?
And the some that he was selling.
Or just giving out. Apparently, he's like, I remember you.
No, obviously. I feel like he wanted to make a sale. This is fictional, by the way. Just going to put that out there. So anyway, I give him a ride, bro. At this point, he's already in the car. So give him a ride like 3 blocks up. I'm like, all right, man. Yeah, dap him up. He gets out. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Drive back to the bus station, and you're there. Like, you were ready. I was late.
Oh my goodness! No, I don't think I remember. I figured you would have told me this.
I didn't tell you because I felt so stupid, bro.
Yeah,
I was like,
I think I would not told anybody that.
Bro, I didn't tell my sister for like a year, and she was like, "You're fucking dumb."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Yeah, I'm making the right call not to tell people." I might cut this out the episode, bro.
No. We're gonna keep it. No, dude, what?
Yeah, that was wild.
I have to ask. You know Stranger Danger, right?
No, never heard of it. Clearly.
Okay, well, when you meet a stranger, there is potential danger.
Mm-hmm,
okay.
Mm-hmm. So, how do you make friends?
See, they didn't explain that part to me. They didn't,
that's not in the brochure.
Wait a minute.
Nobody's ever asked that before.
Sweating bullets now. No, but what I'm saying is, don't be letting strangers in your car.
Well, I know that now. At this point, I think I was like, I don't know what I was, like 18, 19.
Ain't no way.
I was young, bro. Cause I think it was the time that you drove to Texas. You didn't go to Mexico. You drove to Texas and had to take a bus back. You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a trip.
It took you days to get
anytime
back.
I left.
Yeah, you should have just
crap happens to me.
Yeah.
I'm just not realizing. Like every time.
Yeah, bro.
What?
So that's around the time we were young. Like you got stuck on a bus for 3 days. I almost got killed. I almost did coke for the first time in my life.
I almost became a drug addict just to not get stabbed or whatever.
Hey, we both had different experiences. All right.
It shaped me into the man I am today. I am safe and cautious now.
Yeah.
Oh
my! You need a ride from the bus station? Take an Uber, fam. I ain't going nowhere.
Sounds like how I tell people stuff today. Like even today, I was talking to some of my military buddies. I was like, "Hey, yo, look." He was talking about like he had just like lost like 3 people within the year.
Mm-hmm.
2 just it was kind of like not really their fault kind of thing. It's just kind of natural, almost natural. He didn't give no details really. Okay. But he was like 1 female. She checked out early, so I'm thinking suicide.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, bro, I'm sorry to hear that." And I sent a gift with the tissue.
Okay.
Probably shouldn't respond with gifts to something like that, which is why I said no. But for real, he said, "Sorry for your loss." You know,
keep your head up.
And then I was like, but if any of you guys need someone to talk to or just sit on the phone and be silent, call someone else. Because it ain't me. I ain't doing that. I ain't got the time. I'm too busy. And I said, just kidding. My line's open. So I threw. But anyway.
If you wanna.
But yeah.
But if you need to, I'll make some time. I'll squeeze you in.
No, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
You gotta kind of like push some of that stuff off. No, but.
Yeah.
No,
yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. So that was I was gonna take that story to the grave, bro. But since you were so vulnerable and open today, I felt like I had to, provide something.
Yeah, no, but you stupid.
Yeah, that was stupid. Yeah, no, I 100% agree.
Were any of mine stupid? Like,
oh no, yours
not yet.
Well,
we'll get to it.
Yeah, Chief done some stupid stuff. Yeah. But no, because your Mexico one was actually pretty smart. You ended up in the car by accident.
Stupid decisions got me to where.
But smart ones got you out of it. The I need money. I need to get some money out and putting the money in your sock. That got you out of that. So you actually made.
I ain't never been on the streets, but
I made a smart decision too, bro. I gave the dude a ride. I thought, hey, get the fuck out of my car.
Right, you was nice. Once you made the decision, you're like, I gotta be nice.
I gotta be friendly.
We gotta be friends.
Yeah.
Oh,
bro.
Man.
All right, man. We've been talking for a while. I think we pretty much have done the episode. I do want to get to the last question, though.
I was about to say, you ain't even put the last question up there.
Well, we have other stuff. No, it's in here. I have this one that I wanted to go through, but we.
Yeah, I think we're good with on that. We can.
So then down here, deep.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So let's hit this last deep with friends question. It's not even the name of the game. It's let's get deep. Deep with friends. That's what you was doing in Alaska, my boy. Let's get deep with friends. You want to read this last one, or you want me to read it?
I'll read it
because you don't want to answer it first.
What you mean?
I know it.
I think it depends on the story. If we know it, you knew my story, so you went ahead and cut me off.
That's a good story, though.
And you read it, so I think your whole assumption now is kind of so okay. So I have to read it in a deeper voice.
No, you can read it in your normal voice.
Oh,
I see why you said that. My bad. Whoosh.
Dad jokes, though. Yeah, you're not a dad yet.
I'm not a dad. I'm immune to that shit. All right, go ahead.
What was the last thing you had to meticulously? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Meticulously.
No,
okay.
I think you messed it up there.
Prepare for. What was the last thing you had to meticulously prepare for? I've messed up prepare. How do you do that? Whatever.
Meticulously prepare for.
Like down to the last detail. Like you had to.
I'm going to give a quick answer, but I'm going to think of something else. This podcast. You see it.
Meticulously?
Bro.
I think you were just out of experience.
The pages that I made? Well, I guess, yeah. But no, that experience doesn't negate the meticulously planning.
I guess you're right. Yeah. No, this is actually really well thought of. Yeah. I did absolutely nothing.
Yeah. You have one story.
Well, I gave two.
You gave two, but you came with one.
I'm more of an improv kind of guy, you know?
Right? Yeah, I feel you got to feel it in your bones. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, so this podcast, but I think meticulously planned for.
I'm already thinking. I got to think.
Yeah, you got to think of something, but I'm thinking like.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah?
Yeah, go ahead.
When I started school last year, before day one of class, I started like getting into the coding world and like started like looking into trying to get a leg up on like coding. It was like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Okay, this is what this does. This is what this does.
I've heard of all those.
Well, no
idea what it is.
That's like the entry level into coding.
JavaScript needs to upgrade. What has it been doing?
It's been doing this all the time.
What?
Yeah. So it's like, so that's like the entry level stuff into coding, right? So I thought I'm gonna get a leg up because I'm gonna get in there.
Yeah. But you better get deeper.
I'm about to get deeper.
Then the mother kids.
Didn't work out that way.
No.
Because when I got in there, they were like, "All right, cool, y'all ready?" And the other stuff that I knew was like the first 3 weeks.
That's not too bad though.
Sorry, no. 3 classes.
Oh, that's 3. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, that's right. So a class a week.
No. It was 3 classes.
That's 1 week.
That was 1 week.
Because you had it, if I remember, Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
Monday, Wednesday, yeah.
Thursday.
No, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
There you go.
So it was like the first 3 days of class. They were like, this is HTML, this is CSS, this is JavaScript.
Everything you studied for, they broke it into 3 sections, and that was it.
So we came back to it, right? But like my first few days, I was like, yeah, I know that. And then it was like the next week.
Oh, well, come in week 2, like, hey.
I'm killing this. And then so I thought I meticulously planned for it. I did not. But yeah, that's the only thing I could think of. Usually I'm a in the moment guy myself, you know what I'm saying? Jump into the job interview blind. I don't even know what job this is.
Like I applied to 12 of them. I'm at 1.
That's how it be, bro.
I got 1 out of 12 chance.
They call him about something productions or productions, manufacturing, something manufacturing, and I'm like, yeah. What do y'all do? I always say I don't want to ask.
You gotta wait for them to say their names. Like, hey, this is so and so from.
I'm looking them
whatever
up.
Company.
I got them on speaker and I'm looking them up. Oh, this is also they do.
Like, I didn't even do this when I applied.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't really plan stuff like that.
Okay, so I would say it was for my rotation out in Poland.
What's a rotation?
So rotation is rotation. Like someone's here, and then when they move, you hop in. So with the military, is we have a group of guys there, and they come back. But
I see. So
to be there without any presence, we keep a rotation. Before they leave, we show up for the last week or so, and then they come out. We stay.
When you were initially getting deployed, that's what you're saying. Gotcha. That's the rotation. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, but in for my Afghanistan deployment, it's not a rotation.
It was just
it's just we go and we come back. We're not we kind of did replace somebody, but since it was kind of like an active hazard, war zone type deal. Even though there wasn't really much going on, we were just tearing everything down. That was a deployment, but this other one, it's technically a deployment when you look at it paper wise. But amongst military people, it's just you didn't deploy, bro. You did a rotation.
Gotcha.
Okay. Because it's not to a war zone area. Or hazardous area, whatever. I went and I bought everything that was on this list, bro. And I mean, some of it I did have, and I'm like, I want something new.
Yeah,
I'm buying it, right? I'm like everything on there.
Gotcha.
Because I've never been to Europe, so I don't know what I'm to expect. Overpacked, that list was overkill for sure.
But you got everything on the list.
But I had everything on that list, bro. Okay. I mean, down to the options.
That's crazy. That wasn't
options list.
That wasn't even your first
rodeo
deployments, right?
Right.
And no, you said it's not a deployment, but on paper it is. It's not even the first time you left the country.
Yeah, no. I will say it was less than Afghanistan, though.
Okay.
But I didn't meticulously plan for Afghanistan or anything like that, or prepare. Whatever I had, I just took it.
You sent a
couple
text messages.
And most of it was all just regular stuff that we already had. They had a lot of items that we were issued. So we already had them. They just made the list long and extra.
Gotcha.
Whereas in Poland they were like, this isn't stuff you might have, but this is stuff that you probably should have, or for whatever reason.
Gotcha.
For there I needed the bug out bag. So a bug out bag is whenever something hits the fan and you need to bug out, you take that's the bag you take. Gotcha. You don't take anything else, just that bag.
Okay.
So that's so I didn't need one of those for Afghanistan. We wasn't bugging out nowhere. We was already we were set in there. So if anything was happening, we were standing our ground.
Right. Gotcha.
So yeah, that would be the only thing I would say that I've meticulously
that makes
prepared
sense.
for.
Yeah. That was a weird question. I don't feel like I really planned for anything. Wonder what other people answer that.
Probably family vacation.
Yeah, I was thinking vacation.
Camping, bro. If you leave without something from the camping world,
that's fair. Yeah.
You ain't driving back home, bro. Okay, hold on. Depends on how far you're camping from your house. There's a camping spot 10 minutes from my house. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I kind of want to take some of my family over there, like the kids and stuff, over there and camp, see how they like it. And obviously, since they're little and young, and they're probably gonna hate it, we can just drive right back home.
Yeah. Nice.
So, yeah.
Ooh, well, that's the episode, guys.
Yeah. So,
go hit him with the outro, my boy. Let's go.
Well, what is the outro? Well, we've had a good day, There it is.
That was the It's a Good Day podcast. We hope you had a good day with us.
Yes.
This is my boy,
Hector.
I am Alfredo. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, do all them things that you do. And, we'll see y'all next time.
Yes, sir.
Peace.